back, comic book friends. I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day. Yay! Or at least New Comic Book Day for me. This is a Thursday, and I got my comics. So clearly, the Polar, whatever the heck it's called, that's pounding the Midwest in the of the United States in like 50 below temperatures, made my comics go faster. I actually expected to not get them because mail service is actually shut down in a lot of places in the Midwest. But I don't know. Didn't delay my book. So I actually got them a day early because normally I get them Friday if I'm lucky. So anyway, it tells me that I have 22 books this week. One of those is a trade. Should we just start out with that? Let's just start out with that, shall we? So the trade is Deep Roots. This is a Vault comic. I got the first issue. I kind of ordered the first issue on kind of a whim and then forgot about ordering the other issues. I really liked the first issue quite a bit. But I was far enough behind and I figured, well, I'll just get it in trade. I'm now really excited because I've been talking about the Lucifer comic from Vertigo and how much I really like it. And I don't know if that Dan Waters guy has done anything else. But boy, I should really check out whatever. And lo and behold, he writes this book. So, I did not know that at the time. But yeah, I am, yeah, I mean, that explains a lot why I like that first issue so much. So, the art is really kind of interesting in it. It's a different kind of I don't know, I would almost describe it as like if you took art technique where you use scratching, where you put colors underneath a black surface you paint over with a paint that you can scratch off or almost like a crayon wax. I used to do that in art. You'd just put splotches of colors down and then you would go over with like a wooden pick and you'd scratch away to reveal a picture utilizing the colors that are shining through. And that's almost what that art looks like. But so the book is basically, the world is fighting back, against what man has done to the planet, I believe, is what it's going to be about. But I like I said, I remember really at the time, really liking the first issue. And I thought, man, this is cool. I need to check out this book when it comes out in trade. So when it popped up in trade, I ordered it. And like I said, then I saw other people on like Twitter talking about it. And that's when I realized that it was the same writer that I've really been digging. So yeah, so looking forward to checking that out. God knows when I'll get to it, but I am looking forward to checking that out. I am way behind on big books of things reading, but I'm behind on my regular comic reading. I think I've got 4 issues left of last week. But anyway, so this week's books. Let's check out the rest of the single issues. Issue number 31 of Batgirl. Targets acquired. Trying to remember. Oh, I remember what it is. Batgirl is working for she's signing up to work for a politician, somebody who's going to be mayor of Gotham. They seem to have kind of an out for Gotham PD, which of course is causing some conflict with her father. Well, Batgirl isn't working. Barbara is working, and she's working for this politician because it's like an inside way to someone's threatening her life, and this is like, you know, how you get close sneakily. So yeah, so it's, you know, I mean, that's kind of a cool storyline. I'll tag along with that. I'm still not 100% sure that I'm super excited about the book, but it is decent. It's decent, and if you're a Batgirl fan, that makes it decent too. So I'm going to straighten my mustache. I forgot to do that before I turned my camera on. Just got off of work, having worked 12 hours. Yay, salary. It's awesome. Anyway, next up we have Books of Magic, issue number 4. I've really been digging Books of Magic. I like this version of it. It's been a long time since I read any of the Books of Magic stuff, to be honest with you. some of it is potentially rehashing, but I'm enjoying it. Tom Flower's artwork, Jordan Boyd's colors on it make for a great book. As he explores what magic can do for him, and of course there's all kinds of sinister elements around that either want to use him or find him dead. So, book I'm not looking forward to reading: Heroes in Crisis issue number 5. I will read it. I'm betting it'll be a quick read. And it has less to do with King's writing for me, largely, than it has to do with the artwork that's in it. The choices of shots that they've chosen in the book have not been enjoyable. Clayman has basically turned up the cheesecake to 1,000. Last time this book came out, and it came out with Batgirl, I compared on Cup Roundtable the costumes of Batgirl in this, which is basically a painted-on costume, where you can see, every curve of her, versus her wearing a normal costume. And I don't particularly enjoy it. And I like cheesecake, but it just seems very inappropriate especially for the subject matter that we're supposed to be dealing with there, death and trauma. So, Justice League Annual, whatever. I have dropped the Justice League. I'm not that keen on the source wall. It continues to feel to me like this is setting up another Snyder event book at some point, that I'm not keen on. I don't care. Curiously, though, that Mira is on the cover there, because she is not typically in Justice League that I have noticed, that I remember, but be checking that out. Detective Comics, issue 997. I'm curious how this plays into the Mr. Miracle stuff with Thaddeus and all of that. Misery and Miracles is the title of it. I don't know. The last issue of Detective Comics, Tomasi's Detective Comics. I'm not sure, because it, some weird voices in it. I feel like Batman's voice in it just seems a little strange. I like some of the detective elements of it, but then some of his other choices have been unrational choices. And I get that Batman's in a hard place, but it doesn't feel like he's in a hard enough place to be making some of the irrational choices that he's made, I guess. Hex Wives, I continue to not know what I think of this book. It's issue number 4. I find it I find the elements, the 1950s docile wife elements, frustrating, because it doesn't feel like the characters are breaking out of that quick enough for my tastes. But there are some interesting elements. We got this, legacy witches, and some of them don't know that they're witches, and that sort of stuff is all interesting. But I wish there were elements of it that would hurry up and fix themselves. I want to shake the characters in the book to go, don't act that way. Don't be treated that way. I think this is the final issue, of Quantum Age. It's Quantum Age number 6. This is from the Black Hammer stuff. It's been fun. This is the future. This is after what's going on currently in the Black Hammer book. And it has been really enjoyable. So, good spinoff. But this spinoff, the last issue, really kind of, it showed some elements of the regular Black Hammer story that to me feel almost spoilerish. Or if you weren't picking this up, you're missing an integral part of the Black Hammer book. That unless they rehash it in the Black Hammer book, I just feel like you're missing some important elements. So, it's kind of interesting. But I'm enjoying it because I'm getting all of those stuff. Ms. Marvel, issue number 37. This isn't the last issue. The last issue is coming very soon. So is she still fighting the Shocker? I can't remember if that storyline ended. It's been fun. I'm looking forward to this. The G. Willow Wilson run of it to end out with Leon on art, and then the new version of it to pick up. I'm looking forward to that too, and seeing somebody else taking on the voice of this character that pretty much largely has all been G. Willow Wilson. I know she's in other books, but they don't touch on the character like it does in her solo book. So, yeah, for that. Final issue of the maxi series of Raven, Daughter of Darkness. I mean, I'm assuming we're gonna have this battle with the things that are taking out the Shadow Riders that are taking out the Arcanes. Where does this leave her with her family, though? I just don't know. Or the thing that was set up a few issues ago with some altering of memories, if that's going to kind of fix the whole family issue thing, which would be a bummer if that is, because that's some of the elements that I actually find interesting about it. The first 6 issues of this, I enjoyed more than what I've enjoyed so far. The second 6 issues of it. So, yeah. West Coast Avengers. What do we got? Issue number 7? Issue number 7 already. And of course, the return of Marvel Boy. Kate Bishop's ex-boyfriend from Young Avengers back in the day. I'm really curious to see how she plays with that and whatnot. Kelly Thompson continues to just have really, really good writing skills. Her comedic timing is awesome. It's just a really fun book, I think. Ridiculous at times, but just in a laugh a bunch kind of way. And sometimes superhero books are lots of fun when they are like that. So, Wonder Woman issue number 63. This is the beginning of a new arc. Where are we going to go now that Wonder Woman's got a few Greek gods and mythos around? She's trying to figure out where her people might be, where the people from Paradise Island might be. Can she have access to them again? And that sort of thing. And of course, this is a cover with words on it where it says, "She did this. Wonder Woman brought these monsters here." I know Aphrodite, I'm assuming, is still in the book. I really liked the Aphrodite character towards the end of the last issue. So, gonna give this a shot for a while longer. Just looking at the Wonder Woman costume, it's like they gave her, I don't know, the way it's colored, it's almost like she's got armor on her knees, which is interesting. Interesting seeing Wonder Woman's costume tweak a little bit between things. I don't know, is that a continuity problem, do you think? Do you think it should be 100%? Is Wonder Woman one of those people? I'll dig back through here from a Justice League book. Is Wonder Woman one of those characters you should be allowed to tweak her costume a little bit? Well, I guess even in this one, she has kind of gold kneecaps there. Just in this, they aren't pointed. Of course, in the Justice League book, she had these big stars on her hips. She doesn't have that on this. I'm happy to see that in both things they have her without a sword, because I really don't like Wonder Woman with a sword at all. Shields, yeah, but the sword definitely. She's got like ridiculous super strength. She can punch Superman around. What the hell does she have a sword for? Anyway. So this is Animosity Evolution number 10. I have no idea what's going to come. The uber power from the ocean rises up, this giant octopus, and kind of lays claim to everything. How is that all going to pan out? I don't know. Definitely looking forward to reading to find out the kind of power grab and politics of animals in this has been good. Issue 6 of Bone Parish. This is the halfway point. I was looking to see who did the cover. Liga Brandt was doing all the covers, but this one does not. This is not the case, and I would have thought. Yeah, Jonas Sharif with colors by Alex Gomares. So I don't know if the other person quit doing covers, or I got a different version than what I would have expected, because I would have tried to keep the cover art the same through it. But this may be what there was. I can't tell right offhand. But some crazy ass stuff going on in this book. So this is the book that continues to be the kind of there's this drug. The drug is made up of the ash of the dead, and it lets you relive moments in their lives. Seemingly, some people go on some bad trips. And, of course, there's all the power play with cartels and the mafia and this Louisiana family that's trying to be their own crime bosses and whatnot. So, different elements that make it pretty cool. It's been enjoyable. Like I said, issue 6, the halfway point. It's supposed to be 12 issues, I believe. So, The Crimson Lotus. This is issue number 3 of 5. John Arcudi still writing a book that has to do from the Magnolia universe. This has been okay. It's kind of like the history of the Crimson Lotus. So it's interesting from that standpoint, but not like a, boy, you should go out and get this kind of a thing. But I enjoy the whole Magnolia universe, the whole Hellboy stuff from the pages of Hellboy. So it has elements I enjoy for that. Edgar Allan Poe's Snifter of Terror, issue number what, 4? Yes, issue number 4. The mock-up cover from Jaws. So this is from Comics Ahoy, or Ahoy Comics. It's an anthology that's kind of centered around Edgar Allan Poe in one sense or another. Whether it's Edgar Allan Poe himself in the story or based off of other story type things that he's done. And this one, it looks like some of the featured things are in here is Some Words with a Mummy by Bryce Ingram, Greg Scott, and Felipe Sombrero. And then The Murders in the Row Morgue, which, of course, it clearly is an Edgar Allan Poe story. Mark Reiner, Alan Robinson, and Michael Garland. There's also some stuff in here, plus more from Hunt Emerson, Keck W., Lee Carter, Dan Shugvik, and Carol Lay. And last issue had this awesome in the back recipes for these mixed drinks for the end of the world kind of thing, and those were awesome. So a fun book. I like anthology type books. I like Bump in the Night type things. I like Edgar Allan Poe, so all kinds of good things going on with that. Ice Cream Man, issue number what, 9? Yes, issue 9, and this is the Moranzo cover. I know some of these have variant covers, and sometimes I do buy the variant covers for this, but this is the regular cover. On the cover here, we've got elements of this kind of little bit of story that's going on throughout the last 8 issues that we only get little bits and glimpses of. Normally, this book tends to be kind of an Outer Limits, Twilight Zone, Night Gallery kind of a book where it gives us like a little short story, and there's elements that maybe are connected together, but it's very loose at this point. With these occasional flashes of tied together elements. So I don't know if on this cover indicates that there's going to be more of the tied together elements or not. But just a book I absolutely love. Just really, really interesting, really good stuff there. Issue 4 of Infinite Dark. I am enjoying this book. It's a book about this satellite that is the last basically existing thing left of humanity. The universe has annihilated itself in some sense. There is utter darkness outside of this. There's no stars. There's no nothing. It is the nothingness. And that nothingness has creeped into this the satellite base with the people that's there. Are they being infiltrated by some alien life? Is it just psychosis that's kind of a group psychosis that's taken over some of the people there that's caused the problems that are going on in it? We don't 100% know, but I kind of like that hard sci-fi with this kind of mystery element, horror element in it and whatnot. So enjoying that. Man-Eaters, issue number 5. Despite Chelsea Cain's problematic views of what qualifies as a woman and what qualifies as the feminist movement and all that sort of stuff, this actually is a really fun book. I'm curious to see what the Bloody Paw Print, where we're going with this. It seems like there's some anarchy about to happen. I like the obvious, unless you're clueless, pokes up fun at misogyny and the patriarchy and all those kinds of things are just, it's fun. It's fun as far as that goes. Book I really enjoy, The Red Lands. This is issue number 10 our characters are getting ready to break into a prison, which seems so unlike them, but their father, who is like Scratch, or if he's not the devil, he's some other sort of element from Egypt, some death god of some sort or whatever. But he is calm. He has asked this favor and basically told them they had no choice but to do this favor for him. And so they're going to break out some person out of a prison, which is, like I said, just not their MO for the witches, but that's what they're going to do. And meanwhile, off in another part of Florida, I think they're still in Florida, one of the witches is still body being ridden by a ghost, and she's trying to settle some old scores. See where all that goes. A new book from Dark Horse Comics. This is Weird, issue number 1. I'm curious, Dark Horse Comics went back to their old logo. Isn't it like the old logo there? So Weird. Kurt Priories and Antonio Fuse. Why did I get this? Well, because it's called Weird. They spell it wrong. And I think it basically has to do with a detective. He's like an FBI agent or whatever who just investigates the paranormal type stuff. And I'm always about that. Looking at this stuff leads me to believe, is it Polish or Russian? Let's see. Order the stuff so long ago that sometimes I don't really remember exactly what's going on. Nope, it's in LA. Los Angeles now is what it says. So why does the cover have what it has? Ooh, it's got a broken bone here. Some more detective type element type stuff to it. Yeah, the artwork reminds me of like Gary Brown. Is what it looks to me kind of like. Gary Brown did Black Road. He did the run of Catwoman where she's a crime boss that was written by Valentine. It's got some of those kind of elements to it. The artwork does. So, yeah, we'll be curious. New book. What the heck, right? Check it out. See what's going on. People get shot in it, I know that. And finally, for this week, it is Thunderbolt. Peter Cannon, Thunderbolt, issue number 1. I am picking this up because Kieran Gillen is writing it, and I'm a fan of his. And Wingard is doing the art, and I'm a fan of his art from back on Limbo. Angelic, I didn't care quite so much from. Had less to do with the art and more to do with the story itself. But yeah, big fan of Wingard. I really like his art. This is the E cover. There's like 15 covers. That's one thing about Dynamite Comics is they'll put out books with like 100 covers on it. But yeah, I mean, okay, so we get this opening page here. 35 minutes into the future, relations between nations spiral ever downward. War for so long, distance seems possible, even probable. Our heroes are impotent. Most people thought it couldn't get worse. Most people lack imagination. And here is clearly some bad elements going on. It looks like there's an alien invasion. These things that are on the cover here. Inside there. So, we're looking forward to checking this out just because of all of those elements, those creators that are there. I'm not, Thunderbolt, don't know. I don't have a breadth of knowledge of the character. Oh, it's got a different colorist. Mary Sefro does the coloring. So stuff in the past that I've read of Casper Wingard, he does his own colors, but that's cool too. So there were a ton of covers. Like I said, a whole bunch of different covers. Anyway, so look forward to checking this out. See what kind of story they will tell. Because like I said, it's two creators that I dig. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And that is it. I am out of here. I am going to, I don't know, go take a nap or something because I'm tired enough now. I couldn't read a comic. I believe there's a comic book roundtable this weekend. I should have all of my books read, and hopefully I'll have a nap before then. So I am here and I'm awake. Maybe I'll get some people to come on and talk comics with me. We'll see. If not, I'll still be here. It'll be quick, of course, because it's just me talking, even though this is going almost 25 minutes. But anyway, I'll quit yammering. Have a great one, everybody. Until next time.